Bond stands alone.
What's up, people? It's the Take Machine back again with more Nuzlocke content. Would you look at that? I've got 4 gym badges. I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now, but there is problems. There are unfortunate things afoot because the next gym we have to go for is my dad's. Uh-oh. I have to step up and fight my dad. This does not go well for about half of young men, unfortunately. But I feel like we've got a good shot because I've got next level pro gamer move strats, okay? So, what are we going to do? Well, I have only one real idea, and that is to, you know what, I don't really care about why not. So get the hell out of here. All right. The big strat is going to be this technical machine, dig. So the big scary thing is the slacking, Norman's slacking. Norman's slacking is going to be able to hit only once every other turn. So if I can somehow not be hit during the turns that it can attack, then I'm golden, right? It's beautiful. So, I'm going to teach dig to the Herminator here. And honestly, I mean, I like magnitude a lot. But it's as soon as I get earthquake for this guy, then this is useless to me. So, I think that I'll probably go ahead and just get rid of tackle. This could, I mean, hopefully this isn't a terrible idea. But, yeah. So, Herminator now has dig. And I can go up to level 31. And not be over-leveled. And, I mean, I may decide to go just the teensiest bit over. With maybe a Pokemon or two. But that's gonna be about it. So, one of these guys gives me a charcoal. There it is. What's up? So, I figured that I'll react to a video once again today, but you know, we'll give it a rest for just a bit. I'll just do some normal Let's Play gameplay here. Oh God, no, that's useless to me. Huh. Okay, that's good. That's good. I've got some healing items. They're cheap. I don't necessarily care that they're gonna piss off my Pokemon because my Pokemon are gonna be with me like a lot. So I don't know if it's gonna matter so much that they hate me because they're gonna end up liking me anyway. So all right, what are we gonna do? All right, so we got the Go goggles from our rival recently. So, that means that we can go into the desert. How fun. So, let's see what we can do in here. Who's got the... Okay, he's holding a berry. I'm going to take that so I don't get confused here. Babe has the... Yeah, okay. And let me just real quick, like... figure out exactly when Grumpig evolves. When it evolves into Grumpig, that is. Let's quick find out. Level 32? Well, that's certainly a possibility. Well, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll take a look. We'll just see how this goes. I would like for our good friend, the Herminator, to be level 31 at least, because it needs to be very powerful. Needs to be able to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also taking a quick look at the Grumpig Learn set here. It'll learn Psychic pretty close, but that's about it. Any TMs that are useful to me? Not really. Okay. Well, alrighty. let us take a look here at what we can do. Oh, yeah. Okay. So anything that's not a ground or rock type, or I assume steel type, will get hit. Maybe not steel, maybe that's Gen 4. But I can get some levels on Skippy. That'll be fine. Oh, I can't see the tower. See, okay, so this tower, which should be like right around here somewhere, is what I'm looking for. Now, unfortunately, this is where I said that I might have blown it a little bit, because I got Herminator on this route, the Geodude, and so I've missed out on some useful Pokemon, notably Trapinch, that would normally be on this route here. And that is too bad. But if I can get into the tower, then we will be okay. Because, hopefully, like, it's either... In the tower, it's either a Trapinch or a Sandshrew. And I would really rather have the Trapinch, obviously. But... you know, we'll see how it goes. It's a 50-50 chance, apparently. But I'm going to have to leave this route and come back for this to work. So we will fight some trainers here. And then I believe that's basically the only important thing. Wow, that's annoying. And my speed's down now, too. Wow. 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 There it is. Okay. That's really annoying. Holy moly. Okay, I don't necessarily need to talk to that guy. Alright, let's go get healed really quickly. Oh, I'm moving so fast. Gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go fast. Okay. Spam the B button so I don't take another friggin' rest. Alright. So, different route. There we go. And we're back. Let's take a look again. I'm not a huge fan of running into these wild Pokemon all the time, though. I'll tell you that. But it's good. It's good training fodder. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hey, there's the tower. Oh my goodness, I do not like that. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and heal him up real quick here. Okay, so is that who I want to face a Trapinch? Okay, we're going in the tower. Here we go. It's a different location. It should be, at least. So let us get this guy out. And come on, Trapinch. Oh boy, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me real quick look at Trapinch here. Trapinch off screen. Incredible content once again. Trapinch. Trapinch. Let me look at these base stats. HP is 45. That's a little low. That's kind of sad. So, do I bet that a level 21 Trapinch has more than 40 HP? Let us find out. I probably can't find this out, to be honest, but... Well... Okay, so I think that I have Tackle. Tackle's pretty terrible. Let's just use Tackle. That's not cool. Okay. Well, I do have a bunch of great balls. They're pretty great. So let's just give that a shot. Ha! It's like I'm a master of this or something. Okay, so let's see. This is going to turn into a Flygon. Flygon's pretty cool. It's like a bug dragon ground thingy. So what do I want to call it? It's a thing. And it, like this Trapinch kind of looks like a bed bug kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna call it Bugaboo. This is awful, but that's okay. Bugaboo. Okay, so we have that, and now we can go upstairs. Oh, Sandshrew, too bad for you. Too bad for you that I have already caught my Pokemon from here. Oh well, sucks for you. So, can't go that way. Oh, I'm just fodder. Alright, so looks like I'm gonna have to use my bike. So, and because of this, I'm going to slow the video back down. Oh, jeez. Just the worst. Oh, no. This is going to take a while. I have this weird feeling. Oh, God. So, just to be safe, let's find out now how much that Dragon Rage... Oh, never mind. It's moving slower, guys. Oh, you're biting me now? Yeah, sure, buddy. That's gonna work. That's solid XP, though. Alright, so let's try this again. Oh my god. This may take a while. Sadly. Oh my gosh. Disgusting. Oh god. Okay. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna make this happen. You know, I also can't believe that, like, back in the day, I tolerated how slow this was. Back on the Game Boy Advance, you know what I mean? It's just kind of, how did I ever deal with how slow this was? Just incredible to me. All right. Oh. Okay, well, I mean, it's like I said, good experience. This thing's like a level higher, so I'm gonna need to do more damage. Yeah, you defense curl, you. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, let's give this another try. That's upsetting. Ooh, okay. Just so many battles, man. It's just... Ugh. Yes, I know. I know by now. Okay. Here we go. Sand attack might make this battle way longer. Okay, thank gosh it didn't. Alright. Alright. Let me slow it down a little bit more. see if this works. Because I know it works for the slots. So. Oh my god. Man. This is upsetting. This is also somewhat embarrassing. It's just how awful I am at this. Like one of these days, I'm gonna run out of PP for Dragon Rush or Dragon Rage, whatever. Oh, that one has a different. Okay, I don't know what the other ability for Trapinch might be. No idea, really. Fan attack doesn't matter to me. Okay. Oh. Okay, here we are again. Let's give this another shot. Woo, there it is. God, it makes me want to save almost. But that's super cheating. All right. Okay, now hopefully screwing up on the second floor doesn't make me have to go back down to the first floor completely. That would be really annoying. I hope I'm not foreshadowing anything right now. That would be just awful. Thankfully, our Blue Chew here,
Blue Chew
is just such a tank against all these Pokemon here. Just an excellent special defender. It's great. Beautiful. All these dark moves, these just the best. All right, so how am I going? Where am I going here? Okay, so I could either Rock Smash or have to go. Oh no. I was right. Oh geez. Which one of my Pokemon had Rock Smash? Oh no, I didn't bring it. Crap. Man, do I want to just be annoyed? I don't need both of these. Uproar is always a little scary to me because then if something's going wrong, I can't do anything about it. I don't necessarily need Howl either. So, okay, to make my life easier, because I might want to like go stay in my room for 10 years if I blow it again. I'm just gonna teach Rock Smash. In all likelihood, I'll be able to go to the move deleter and delete it and then give it a TM later, because one of the good things about Loudred and Exploud is that they learn a lot of TMs, really useful TMs at the end of the game. So that's the strat for now. I'm going to save myself some time here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's useless. Hold on. There we go. Okay, smash the rock, smash the rock. Okay. And here we are at the top. As I was going around, I came across the fossils here, and because I know that you're going to ask, I'm going to take one of the fossils and I'll tell you what it is. As one does. So, which one of these do I want? I know which one I want. Claw fossil, that's the one. This fossil is taken. The ground around it you're going to die. Yeah, I'm taking the claw fossil for sure. Oh no! It's like that movie Skyscraper or whatever with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh no, it's gone! Oh no! How sad. Okay, so now Well, I guess I have Pokemon with Rock Smash. Better use it. Make this useful. Make itself useful. Gosh darn it. Okay, so we are back in Mauville City. Mauville City? Mauville. Alright, so now that we are here, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's about time for the reacts to start. Whee! Look at this. Alright, so we're going to move this up here into the section. So what I'm talking about today is a fascinating video I watched about a guy that I grew up watching and enjoyed quite a bit. His name is Barry Bonds. You may have heard of him before for one reason or another. Fascinating individual, of course. And this video is entitled, "Oh, I don't need Rock Smash." Wow. Never mind. This video is entitled Bonds in 4. It's going to give you 4 kind of somewhat oddball statistics about Barry Bonds' career. And yeah, I just found it really fascinating when I listened to it. So I'm going to react to this. I've seen it reacted to a bunch of times, and so that's kind of how you know that it's good, right? Anyway, so here we go. Let's get going here.
Let's see. Balanced breakfast. Yeah. Stephen Colbert. Syringe emojis. Yeah. And ask. Yeah. There. I said it all, so you don't have to.
This is a great video.
How do you talk about Barry Bonds? He certainly left behind a complicated legacy. An absolute titan of baseball for over 2 decades, he captivated the sport first as a power speed guy in the mold of his father, then later as the most ungodly combination of strength and discipline the game has ever seen. From 2001 to 2004, no, I gotta stop myself already. The years of 2001 to 2004 are a creative trap for me. The numbers are so outrageous, I don't even have to do anything creative with them.
Especially 73 home runs, obviously.
And use phrases like video game numbers for the next 10 to 15 minutes, and you'd probably still think it's a good video. That's why I'm opting for some self-imposed limits. In Barry Bonds' 22-year MLB career, he stepped into the batter's box 12,814 times. We're going to take a look at just 4 of those instances. Just 4 plate appearances to sum up what Barry Bonds meant to the game of baseball. Some at-bats I won't be doing a deep dive on are the home run chases. Number 71, no thanks. Number 756, not going to do that one.
I remember
either.
when that happened.
Another thing
that was a really cool
on,
moment.
Francisco Cabrera's single to left field in the 1992 NLCS. Bonds was named regular season MVP that year, but his throw was weak and just a little offline, allowing the Braves to advance to the World Series over Bonds' Pirates. That offseason, he would join the San Francisco Giants in free agency, and it was during that 15-year stretch in San Francisco where he would become baseball's version of an anti-hero. And he'd also take 4 plate appearances that I desperately want to talk about.
4 single plate appearances.
May 28th, 1998. Diamondbacks at Giants, bottom of the 9th. The Giants are trailing in an 8-6 ball game. There's 2 outs. The pitcher is Greg Olson, not that one, and Barry Bonds is walking up to the plate with the bases loaded. Even in the midst of a Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa home run chase, Bonds still might be the guy you want most in this spot. Why? Because he was already the best player of the 90s. From 1990 to 1997, he led Major League Baseball in classic counting stats like home runs and RBI, as well as WAR. With all this in mind, let's ask the pressing question. Do you pitch to Bonds? As evidenced by the lengths pitchers went to avoid him, Bonds was indisputably the most feared hitter in MLB history. But the bases are loaded. It seems like Greg Olson has been backed into a corner. He has to pitch to Bonds, right? Diamondbacks manager Buck Showalter
you'd think so.
Felt otherwise.
I can't get over how incredulous the announcers are about that. It is unthinkable. You would give yourself. You would give the other team a run, just so you don't have to pitch to this guy. But I mean, granted, yes, he could jack one and you lose the game just about. But is it that crazy? I don't know. I mean, we'll see, right?
They intentionally walked him with the bases loaded. We can't say for sure how many times this has actually happened, but Barry Bonds became, at the very least, the first hitter intentionally walked with the bases full since World War II ended. Bonds' career is synonymous with the intentional free pass, but this was 1998. His intentional walk season was 2004,
yeah, you know me,
when managers outright refused to pitch to him on 120 occasions.
120?
Bonds put up the top 3 seasons
I remember this happening
walks,
too,
and his 120 in
crazy
2004
stuff.
dwarfs Willie McCovey's 45 in 1969. For his career, he had more than twice as many as the next guy, Albert Pujols, and he had more intentional bases on balls than Hall of Famers Nap Lajoie.
This is like there's a famous Wayne Gretzky stat. And Wayne Gretzky is like head and shoulders above most, statistically, above most other hockey players. Wayne Gretzky, if you don't know how hockey points work, points are goals and assists. You get 1 point for each of those. They are both points, essentially. Wayne Gretzky has more assists alone than anyone else has points. Like, if you took away all of Wayne Gretzky's goals, he still has more points than everybody. Which is insane. That might not be exactly right. But, like, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. He has more points than everybody. He doesn't necessarily have, more... No, well... What? I don't know. I'm blowing it. But it doesn't matter. This is like the same kind of statistic. He's got twice as many intentional walks as the next closest guy. That's insane. Oh,
Roberto Clemente, Pudge Rodriguez, and Andre Dawson had walks in general. But was walking Bonds the correct choice? Let's take a closer look. Charlie Hayes and JT Snow represent the tie with winning runs respectively. Likely below average runners.
One of my first video games was, let's see, it was, hi, this is Ken Griffey Jr. Let's play Major League Baseball for the N64. And the announcer man in that game is iconic, essentially, to me. I still remember him saying many, many, many names from that game. It was a 1998 game. So let's name this Anorith really quick. It's going to turn into an armadillo. If you are from the Bay Area, there is a chain called Armadillo Willie's barbecue restaurant. I mean, now I know barbecue now, but we're going to call him Armaldo Willie. Is what he's going to be. All right, Willie. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yeah, Charlie Hayes, Barry Bonds, just a very iconic voice in my head. So anytime I hear like a 90s or very early 2000s name, I probably heard this guy say it. And it's just Charlie Hayes, like I said. Ricky Henderson. Let's go. Let's get
going. Let's assume they're average. According to Tom Tango, about 2/3 of runners score from second with 2 outs on a single, and about half score from first on a double. If we use Bonds' 1998 splits versus right-handed pitching to him theoretically yields a 30% chance to at least tie, and an 11.7% chance to walk off an 8-6 ball game. And I should say...
And if memory serves, it's a fairly hitters-friendly ballpark in Arizona. So... something to think about.
This is quick and dirty math that disregards the possibility of, say, a wild pitch or passed ball. The batter the Diamondbacks chose to face instead was journeyman catcher Brent Mayne. If you use Mayne's career splits versus right-handed pitching and assume he won't be walked,
I think this is the right choice then.
7% chance to at least tie the 8-7 ball game. That's lower than Bonds, but his chances of walking off are greater at 19.8%. So, from a purely statistical perspective, Bonds is more likely to drive in the tying run from second than Maine is from driving in the tying run from third. Even though Maine theoretically has a greater chance to walk it off, walking Bonds with the bases loaded gives the Diamondbacks the better chance at winning in the 9th inning.
And you can tell he wants it too.
What was the outcome of Maine's at bat?
Oh, that's too bad. Crazy.
A couple other notable hitters have been intentionally walked with the bases loaded. The aforementioned Nap Lajoie earned his free pass in 1901, and Josh Hamilton was given the Bonds treatment.
Nap Lajoie, if you've ever heard of him, he had the whole team named after him. For about 3 or 4 years, the Cleveland franchise was called the Cleveland Naps. Just for this guy. Isn't that great? I love that. Anyway. And Josh Hamilton. I remember Josh Hamilton's home run derby. Incredible. Incredible. Man, that was just so fun. And he was a great story. I mean, somewhat of a sad story at the same time as being a really inspiring story. They'd win the pennant and be like, and he would have to go somewhere else because he couldn't be around alcohol. There was with the champagne popping, he'd have to go somewhere else so he wouldn't be tempted. That's really inspiring. That he was able to make a career out of all this. Is that the Marlins man in the back there?
10 years later. What did these freak occurrences have in common?
I can't tell.
Issuing the kamikaze intentional walk won the game. The numbers don't make it abundantly clear that walking Bonds is the right move, and I would also like to point out that Brent Maine got unlucky here. His line out to right field is similar to this one by Jonathan Villar, which had a .462 expected batting average, as well as this one from Max Kepler, which had an 83% chance of dropping for a hit, based on the exit velocity and launch angle. All three just happened to hit it, more or less, directly at the right fielder. But that's also not really the point.
That's too bad.
Buck Showalter didn't know any of this math. He did know, however, that Barry Bonds scared the bejeebus out of him, and that was enough to force him into a desperate decision.
Fair.
Let's talk about
Very
what happens
fair.
when you pitch to Barry Bonds instead.
See, he's going to talk about this. Yes, Motley Fool. He's going to talk about this. There is a very interesting stats video done where a guy basically took every Barry Bonds at-bat and just turned all of his swings into no swings. And he did some math and random number generation to make all this work. But basically, if Barry Bonds never swung a bat in all of the at-bats that he ever had, he still ends up with like an OPS in like the ridiculously Hall of Fame range. It's kind of insane how good the guy was. Oh man, really? Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do then, because I got to train somewhere. I guess it'd have to be over here. Okay, well, let's go.
It's October 20th, 2002, Game 2 of the World Series, Giants at Angels. The Giants are.
I remember this World Series too.
Game 1, but trail 11-9 in Game 2 with 2 outs in the 9th. Those 2 outs.
My back in the day, I got my hair. I got my hair done with like orange hair dye, or whatever it was. I think it was actually orange hair gel. So I could support the Giants in this World Series. I would have been 9, I think. They went down to the Supercuts and asked him, "Do you have orange hair dye? Or orange hair gel?" Got orange spikes in my stupid hair. It looks such an idiot. It's great. Good times. Good times.
Barry Bonds' turn to hit, and he's at his absolute peak powers. Then again, so is Troy Percival. From his debut in 1995,
Troy Percival was very, very good.
He was one of only 5 pitchers to strike out 30% of batters faced, and his 2002 might have been his finest season on record,
pretty good,
earning MVP votes in the process. Do you pitch to Bonds? You have to. If Bonds reaches base, the tying run comes to the plate. You don't want that. Troy Percival has to get after Barry Bonds. That's easier said than done. Not since the great Ted Williams had a hitter control the strike zone like Bonds, and he'd take strike one on a pitch outside. Percival can't walk Bonds.
That's the key, though, isn't it? Not since Bonds had. No, it's not since Ted Williams had anyone controlled the strike zone. You can yell steroids all you want, people, okay? But Barry Bonds was a better hitter, just by eye. Just his eye was better than I'll say 99% of any other baseball player ever. That's what made it. Because he was already an incredible hitter before all of this happened, and then he took the steroids. He hit the long ball a little better. I mean, and an underrated thing in his quest for home runs is that they built that damn ballpark in San Francisco so that Barry Bonds could jack dingers over the right field wall. It's kind of short. I mean, it's pretty tall. I realize that, but it's not that long. So you can just easily jack home runs as a lefty in that ballpark. Righties, you got a lot of problems. But yes, the I would assume that the steroids allowed Barry to hit it over Triple's alley a little bit more than most guys. But that's neither here nor there. Let's watch this. Let's watch this at bat here.
He has to throw this next pitch in the strike zone, so he does.
Bang, bang.
It is out of here!
Bonds
Insane.
Annihilates this baseball an estimated 485 feet into the right field bleachers. The scoreboard changes before it even lands.
Yeah.
The camera cuts to...
I want to mention, by the way, we are in the 2021 season, of course, right now. And Shohei Ohtani, on the first pitch of his season to him, basically hit it to just about the same spot. So that guy is also pretty insane because he pitches too. Like what a crazy guy. It's hard to believe that he's that good. But anyway, it's not as far as this, but it's around there. I thought that was very impressive when I saw it because I've seen this, and I was like, wow, Shohei Ohtani's got some crazy power, man.
Angels star outfielder Tim Salmon, who says it's the furthest hit ball he's ever seen. It's the type of blast that would have easily ended up in McCovey Cove or at Bonds' home ballpark. Instead,
I said that, didn't I? I said that, didn't I? Yeah, it's a shortish right field, and the wind kind of blows out that way too.
Park via a tunnel halfway up the bleachers. The Angels Stadium crowd grows restless, but the score remains 11-10. Percival retires Benito Santiago to even up the series, but Bonds sends a powerful message. He'll be walked 13 times before the series is over, 7 intentionally. He'll also hit 4 home runs. This will ultimately culminate in the highest OPS in any postseason run with a minimum of 40 plate appearances.
Holy moly.
An absolutely historic effort. Bonds was a man possessed. This was the best chance he'd get to win a ring. Bonds had previously lost 3 consecutive National League Championship Series with the Pirates in the early 90s.
But the Angels has put together a very good team.
When he decided to leave town and head west to San Francisco. Bonds' 2002 World Series performance didn't have any shortcomings, but the Giants failed to rally around him. Troy Percival closed the series in Game 7, and with that, the Anaheim Angels of California of Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim won the World Series. In some ways, baseball is a selfish, individual sport. A series of one-on-ones between the batter and the pitcher who has a monopoly over the baseball itself. That veneer strips away to reveal that baseball is, in fact, the ultimate team game. James Harden can take as many shots as he wants, but Barry Bonds only occupies one of 9 spots in the batting order.
Exactly.
The best player of our current generation has appeared in just 3 playoff games, but all that won't make Bonds feel any better about
3 playoff games. Mike Trout got swept by the Kansas City Royals of all teams. Like, I'm still amazed by that. Granted, one of the better postseason teams of all time, that Royals team, but swept he was. It's incredible. I can't believe that, actually. One of these days I'll talk about that Royals team. That 2014 World Series is well, for me, mwah. I mean, it's not just because I'm a Giants fan. That was the most entertained by a playoff series I'd been in a really, 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 really long time. You had two incredibly fun teams. You know what I mean? Oh man, should I just talk about it now? I know, what a great video. I'm gonna completely tangent off it for a second here. The Royals. I was at the University of Kansas at the time, and a bit about my history. I have had some sort of connection to the A's, Giants, Angels, and even a really small one to the Orioles. I was an Oriole in Little League. That's a really dumb one, but I didn't really care so much about the Orioles. That happens to be all four teams that the Royals played in that postseason. I was really hoping the A's would win, of course, in that wild card game, because they had done the crazy thing. Crazy Billy Beane actually went for a rental player. He was like, "Oh well, we're gonna get John Lester. We're gonna make a playoff run here. It's gonna be great." And so my buddy was like, we didn't have TV. We didn't have a TV connection at the time. So he says, "You want to go to my grandparents' house and we can watch the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we go over there. The A's start winning. And I was like, "Oh, this is great. I'm very happy about this." And then he says, "Hey, man, I got to do some homework. Can we get going? Because the A's are probably going to win this." And I was like, "Sure." Yeah, as soon as I got in the car, basically, it's my fault, is what I'm saying. As soon as I got in the car to drive back, the Royals came back and won. I was just like, oh no, this is terrible. So, beat the A's. Then they played the Angels. They beat the Angels. And of course, I was kind of like, the Angels, my aunt, my favorite aunt, was an Angels fan. I probably went to more Angels games than I have Royals games, and I've lived here in Kansas City area for about 8 years now. I've been to more Angels games than I have Royals games, because she's a big fan. Very nice stadium too, by the way. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. But yeah, it's a nice place. I was like, yeah, I like the Angels, and everyone was like, oh, you just don't like the Royals, man. I'm like, that's not exactly it. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I finally came around on the Royals when I don't know if you know, the wider nation knows this, but at the University of Kansas, the first practice of the year for the basketball team, which is the big ticket at the school, of course, is something called Late Night at the Fog. Fog being the basketball arena. They'll come out and they'll do basically a scrimmage. You get to see all the new guys, see what's going on this year, and it's fun. But so it's not just basketball. Basically all of the winter sports or spring sports come out and they do something, right? Well, the women's basketball team had basically just finished up, and so they put on the Jumbotron the Royals game. I was like, oh, nice. They're playing the Orioles at the time. And I'm going to say it was Hosmer. Eric Hosmer, maybe? One of the ones that had a beard. He jacks a giant dinger to right field. And this place goes more nuts for that than I had seen anything else in that stadium that night. It was crazy. They were like, yes, the Royals, it's awesome. I was like, damn, this team's really fun. Everyone loves them here. This is great. And so I thought that was going to be it, and I was like, well, I might have to root for the Royals. And then the Giants come by, and they end up in their series against St. Louis. They win with like some crazy walk-off errors in a couple of games, and then they win on a walk-off homer to right field from this random guy who was on the Pirates to start the other season, because they only picked up because the Giants were like, well, we need a guy to play left field. You're a first baseman, but you play left field for us? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure, I guess. And that guy bought a car from my dad, too. It was crazy. So, and I was like, damn, this team's fun, too. I don't know, man. And then we had, like, this great 7-game World Series. It's on the edge of my seat. Really great series. And, of course, excuse me, the Madison Bumgarner saga at the end there is just one of the more incredible sports accomplishments. So, yeah, that's my take on that. It's not. I'll probably do a full video on that World Series because I do think it's one of the better ones, at least in my lifetime. So, let's go back to this video. He's talking about the how Barry Bonds is just one man versus all. Anyway, did that work? Let's go. Yeah.
Out losing this series. As the Angels celebrate on the field, the Fox cameras eagerly cut to Bonds' face, hoping to capture a moment of frustration or despair. It isn't enough that the Angels have won. The American public demands evidence that there's a loser whose heart has been ripped out. He sits in the shadows of the Giants' dugout, stoic. Bonds and the media always had it out for each other. Years after his retirement, Bonds would own up to some of his past transgressions, describing his actions as flat-out dumb. That relationship, or lack thereof, did Bonds no favors in the wake of the Balco scandal. In just a few years' time, he would become the face of the league-wide steroid era.
This is a fun one.
It's April 16th, 2004.
The lore of baseball. Not many other sports have the wide-ranging lore that baseball does. Perhaps that's because not all the sports have been around as long as baseball. I mean, organized baseball goes back to like 1871, maybe. I reasonably think that hockey has its real roots in somewhere in the very early 20th century. It ain't that far back. Football. Excuse me again. At least not professional football certainly doesn't have that much. And basketball wasn't invented until I don't know when, but it's not that early. I mean, the lore of baseball, and this is an incredible addition to it.
At Giants, bottom of the ninth, 1 out and a runner on first. Dodgers are leading 3-0. Once again, Barry Bonds lumbers up to the plate. This is early in Bonds' 2004 season, in which he put up the highest on-base percentage and OPS in MLB history. Once again, you could make an entire video about the numbers on this screen, but I want to talk about Eric Gagne. In 2003, Gagne put up arguably the greatest relief pitcher season of all time. He became the only pitcher in MLB history to throw 70 innings and post a sub-1 FIP. That's short for fielding independent pitching. He also struck out 44% of all batters faced, won the Cy Young Award, and threw a round white ball at speeds over 100 miles per hour.
Also on steroids, by the way.
So on one side you have Gagne coming off arguably the greatest relief season ever, and Bonds entering arguably the greatest hitting season ever. The unstoppable force and immovable object are about to meet. So, do you pitch to Bonds? Of course you do. Gagne doesn't want the tying run to come to the plate. And he's, Eric Gagne. By the way, Gagne admitted to eating a balanced breakfast every morning as well, so this is a fair matchup even if you don't like players eating healthy foods. The first pitch is a 98-mile-per-hour four-seamer that Bonds pulls foul. Gagne then decides to go inside, just catching the edge of the strike zone with another heater. Bonds is quickly behind 0-2. 0 balls and 2 strikes is not a friendly count for anybody.
That's a great pitch. My God. Just the backdoor cutter looking thing. That's incredible pitching. Man. Gagne, I did attend one Dodgers game once. Nice experience. But they were selling Gagne beards. I thought that was hilarious. You could just buy a Gagne beard to wear. It's good
Trout
stuff.
doesn't hit like Mike Trout after an 0-2 count for his career, and neither did Bonds. But during that terrifying 4-year stretch, from 2001 to 2004, he raked. He still slugged over 600 after an 0-2 count.
Crud.
How the f do you get this guy out? But Gagne has an ace up his sleeve. After 2 heaters, he turns to his slow curve. Bonds just spits on it. Gagne throws this pitch 25 miles per hour slower than his fastball, and Bonds has the audacity to take this pitch mere centimeters below the zone. In 2002, Barry Bonds and Eric Gagne were in Japan on an all-star tour. Bonds frequently complained about not getting pitches to hit. Gagne said, "You know what? If I get a 3-run lead one time and I come in, I'll face you." Bonds said, "All right, all fastballs?" Gagne replied, no, not all fastballs. I can use one off-speed." Gagne has just used his off-speed. The 4th pitch is a fastball taken inside.
Look at this lore.
Continues to challenge Bonds, who fouls off a pitch up and in. Both dugouts are absolutely fixated on this matchup. They know they're witnessing something special. Gagne subtly shakes.
This is Hogan versus... He's not wrong. This is Hogan versus Andre. This is quite literally a spectacle of an at-bat. It's just so cool.
Off a changeup call. That wasn't part of the gentleman's agreement. He lets another fastball rip.
But foul.
The broadcast claims 99 miles per hour, but the stadium radar gun reads 101. Bonds, knowing that the fastball is coming, is early on 101 miles per hour. But he wasn't early for what came next.
Boom!
Center field, hit well. This baby's gonna go. It is out of here. At 100 miles per hour.
Man, one of the deepest part of the ballpark
Gagne
too.
would go on to win the game, extending a save streak that eventually reached 84 without.
Yeah, look at that. The guy behind Bonds just whiffs again. It's becoming a theme in these, isn't it?
But this at bat. Man, this at-bat goes into the annals of baseball history as one of the greatest batter-pitcher matchups ever captured on video. It's incredible. Raw power on raw power. The perfect example of everything right and everything wrong with baseball in this era. At the end of the 2004 season, Bonds would take home his 4th consecutive MVP.
Honestly, that's my most compelling argument. Just about everyone was doing steroids at the time. So why don't we care? Why do we care so much? It was essentially like almost an even playing field. I don't care. Give them all steroids. A joke I heard back in the day was, if you're the lowest 5 payrolls in baseball, then you can use steroids. It sounds really silly, but I mean, why not? I mean, at least we know the A's did. They were definitely bottom 5. The A's were definitely using steroids. So, I mean, why not? It's only going to improve the product, right? So why not? That's basically my argument. But who knows?
MVP award. No other player in MLB history has won more than 3 for their entire career.
We all hear the stories in the news. The good guy uses a gun to protect his family.
Let's not watch this. We're gonna skip that one. Bad NRA ads.
It's September 26th, 2007, the last home game of a disappointing San Francisco Giants season, as they currently sit at the bottom of the NL West standings. Bonds had
God, they're
passed
losing
Hank
to
Aaron
those
in August,
Padres?
but had been taking it easy
Terrible.
on a non-contending team. This was his first game in 11 days.
Bonds
As luck would
stands
have it,
alone.
This will be his third at bat versus Jake Peavy, who is concluding a Triple Crown Cy Young season with the Padres. Peavy had gotten the best of Bonds their first two matchups, forcing
Jake
2
Peavy.
groundouts. Hopefully,
Great pitcher, but he's almost like a let's remember some guys guy almost, which is really too bad. I liked Jake Peavy a lot. That guy was very, very good. But what are you going to do, right? Sometimes guys get forgotten. I don't know.
Bonds will do better this time around. Do you pitch to Bonds? Well, he's 43 years old and you're a Triple Crown winner with a 7-run lead. I'm thinking that's a yes. But Bonds is never an easy out, and he takes control of the situation by taking Peavy's first 2 pitches for balls. While an 0-2 count is nearing a death sentence for the hitter, 2-0 is a gargantuan advantage. In Bonds' career, over half of his at-bats that reached a 2-0 count ended in a walk. When they reached that point, the opposing pitchers collectively said, I'm just going to walk him. But Jake Peavy won't. He challenges Bonds.
Oh my gosh. To the deepest part of the ballpark. Oh, no.
Bonds just misses a home
There's
run
a lot of
to
space
the
out
deepest
there.
part of the park. He embraces Peavy, removes his helmet, and exits to a standing ovation. We didn't know it at the time, but that was the last plate appearance of Barry Bonds' career. 2 days earlier, the New York Times had reported that Bonds wouldn't be returning to San Francisco that offseason, but his 2007 slash line was still absurd, highlighted by a .480 on-base percentage. No player has reached that mark since. Not Mike Trout, not Joey Votto, none of them. Nobody has reached a...
And nobody's reached a 480 is what he's going to say. Not even the best OBP guys in recent memory. And that's why... Obviously, something else was going on there, but I always thought if you're an American League team, take a flyer on the guy, right? I know he's going to be 44, but if he's that good, I don't exactly know how well that translates to like wins above replacement, that kind of OBP. But you're telling me that Billy Beane doesn't take a serious look at this guy? To be, I think 07 they may have gotten Frank Thomas by then, but even so, you want to take Frank Thomas or which was solid, or the insane record-breaking on-base percentage of Barry Bonds. I don't know, man. I feel like some American League team should have taken a flyer on him, and they never did. And maybe there's something I don't know. That's a factor in all of that, but just think of what it could have been, you know?
480 on base percentage. There were a variety of reasons why the Giants wouldn't want Bonds back. He was embroiled in a PED scandal, seen as a clubhouse cancer, and the Giants weren't particularly competitive at the time. While the 43-year-old Bonds was a headache and perhaps no longer a good choice to play the field, they were American League contenders that could have used his services. The Angels won 100 games without a huge contribution from their designated hitters. Compare that to Bonds' 2008 Zips projection, and he could have made a great team even better. The Rays ended up winning the pennant, but entered Game 1 of the World Series with Willie Ibar as their designated hitter? Kind of a wild move when Bonds was willing to play for a league minimum salary. Look, I'm not a GM, but 400 on base percentage is 400 on base percentage.
Hey, I said this.
Barry Bonds could have helped your team in 2008, and potentially beyond, but ball clubs didn't want anything to do with the disgraced home run champion. He had pushed the game to its absolute limit, and the only thing that could stop him was the fallout. An unceremonious conclusion to a fabled career. On the day Bonds took his last swing, fashion designer Mark Ecko, who had acquired the record-breaking 756 ball, announced that it would be branded with an asterisk, an entire legacy defaced. Bonds has had to grapple with his failed pursuits of a World Series ring, de facto exile from his playing career, a perjury case that went to court, as well as a Hall of Fame candidacy left in the hands of the media members he so greatly despised. Meanwhile, the commissioner of the sport, who turned a blind eye to and ultimately benefited from the steroid era, has had no such trouble obtaining a Cooperstown plaque. Even in this moment, Bonds is robbed of a storybook ending, as this fly ball...
It is... Oh, man. It is an absolute travesty that Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame. yet. I think this is either his 9th or 10th year on the ballot coming up. And come on. Like, the data even says, the stats say that this man was a Hall of Fame candidate before he started taking steroids even. Like, just put him in the Hall. Like, it's not hard. Like, yeah, oh man, it's too bad. Like, yes, the home run record probably shouldn't have it probably shouldn't have happened. That home run record is so impressive. I actually didn't know this, but apparently Hank Aaron did that, and he never even hit 50 in a season ever. He never hit 50 home runs in a season his entire career, and still ended up with an absurd amount of home runs. That's incredible. And I mean, Barry Bonds had to hit 73 in one season to catch up. It's crazy. But Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before he took steroids. So you got to put him in the Hall. It's not a question. And anyone that continues to leave him off a ballot is delusional, in my opinion. There you go. Give me a ballot. I'll make the right decisions. Okay? All right. Let's finish this video up.
Comes up just short. Bonds has recently described himself as a ghost, rattling around an empty house. His specter still looms over the entire sport. Throughout his 22-year career, no one has questioned Barry Bonds' love for the game of baseball. It was everything else that gave him pause. But does baseball love him back? And has he done enough to deserve that embrace? You'll have to decide for yourself. And that was Bonds in 4.
That's a hell of a video, isn't it? This channel is Foolish Baseball. They do really good stuff.
To my newest
It's excellent stuff. Baseball. Oh my goodness. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, it's they've done very, very interesting videos. I'm a big doofus. I can't think of any off the top of my head, unfortunately, besides this one. But there are so many really interesting baseball videos that they've done. I think they might have done this one video that I liked that was what the biggest reason each team of the last, 20 years won the World Series they won was. And it told me, it introduced me to a particular stat of the 2015 Royals. The team that actually won the World Series of the Royals. And I couldn't believe that Wade Davis, oh my God, that is scary. That magnitude 10 is real scary. I already lost something to it. Wade Davis in 2015. Wade Davis, not even the closer, by the way, had an insane... I think it's ERA plus of like 200, something incredibly ridiculous. Like, he was better than literally every other relief pitcher in that metric, which is just insane. I can't believe that was so good. But yeah, those Royals teams were just so good on the bullpen, and everything else just kind of fell into place behind it. Pretty cool that way. I always thought that those two years of Royals baseball, they just happened to execute Moneyball better than the A's ever did. Well, that's not exactly correct. They were able to execute a Moneyball strategy and actually win with it, whereas the A's always had some kind of bad luck going on. But the Royals, just a lot of home runs. Not so much, a lot of on-base percentage, good defense, good pitching, guys that are maybe a little undervalued at the time. It's very, very interesting. I thought that they were like the epitome of an actual Moneyball team with very little money, as opposed to, say, the Red Sox, who won their World Series, but they still had a ton of money, right? So... I don't know. It was very interesting to me. But I've gone through a video, and I'm a little tired. And it's been over an hour, so we're gonna save it here and come back another time to continue grinding up for Norman. So this has been real fun. As with Bonds' stats, he's got to go in the Hall of Fame because
the numbers don't lie.
So that's my takeaway from all of this. So put Bonds in the Hall of Fame. It's a travesty that he's not. Basically, what I say when I see that people have left him off of their ballots again, I go,
What?
like, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Make it happen. Anyway, so hope you guys all have a good day. I hope you're enjoying this. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying it, so you want to see more content like this. I still think we're doing pretty well, but got to get through Norman, man. It's gonna be scary. So just
you keep on kissing babies and hugging fat girls,
and I'll see you all around later. All right, have a good night.